We are so happy to work with you on your students' AAC evaluation. This session is an introduction to our process, how we systematically ensure that we are using a collaborative team approach to choosing an AAC solution when needed. Our process is really quite simple. First, the IEP team makes a referral to your administrator. Then we gather information, schedule an assessment, and often plan a visit. Once we've conducted trials and perhaps you've done some data collection of your own, we will compile all of our information into a report for the IEP team to consider. When a decision is made, we go into action, helping to fund or provide an AAC system to match your team's choices. A system without training is ineffective, so our final service is training both on the technical and implementation strategies needed to get this communication system up and running for your student. Let's break these steps down a bit for you. When someone on the IEP team recognizes that the student isn't communicating effectively or like their same aged peers, it's time for a referral. A referral does not mean we are going to recommend a high tech communication device. A referral simply means the IEP team wants more information about how their student is communicating and some possible solutions to consider. This may be a communication device, but it also could be a communication book, some environmental adaptations, more speech therapy, or sign language. We don't know until we start asking questions and seeking answers. At DTA schools, we will first request the IEP and eligibility documents. We're looking for information about the student's vision and hearing, formal speech and cognitive testing, their literacy, and current communication skills. This also helps us to understand who the stakeholders are. In other words, who is on the IEP team that we may need to contact. Next, we will send you an electronic interview form so you can tell us how your student is communicating, your concerns, what truly motivates your student, and what you're hoping with the result from the AAC assessment consult will be. We will also send or ask you to send this interview to the parents and the other members of the IEP team so we can have everyone's input. If your student's family needs a paper document or a different language, just let us know and we will provide an accessible interview form for them. Once we have these tools, we are ready to schedule an on site visit to assess the student ourselves. For some speech pathologists, we will be consulting remotely with the SLP who will be performing the evaluation. In these instances, we will be supporting through coaching and mentoring. Step 2 involves trying out some different communication supports. We may do trials with an AAC application on an iPad or a dynamic display tablet computer. We may assess using photographs and single message switches. Your student may need an eye gaze accessible device to try out. No worries, we will customize our process to match your student's needs. We have a lot of equipment and are willing to share. This session in no way appears to be an assessment from the student's perspective. We like to bring the fun by making sure we have personally motivating materials to quickly engage your student. This is important because it means that they will participate fully with us. We use a systematic process for completing the assessment to ensure we don't miss any piece of information which may be of value in making a decision. Once the assessment is complete, we will compile the results into a report, our DTA AAC Assessment and Consultation Report. This document discusses all of the relevant information you need to make a good decision of how to support your students' communication learning. We will give you at least 3 recommendations to consider. If we're recommending a communication application, an AAC application, we will suggest different pieces of equipment that you can consider on which to run the program. We require an IEP meeting to make this decision because there are relevant concerns for many of the team members. The family may need to decide if they want to pursue personal funding of the AAC system. They need to consider whether they want to use their insurance or Medicaid. A local education agency representative or an LEA must be present because the school district may be offering to fund the communication system. Most importantly, Initially, learning AAC and teaching AAC can be challenging, so it is vitally important that the entire team is on board and willing to participate. This will ensure success. Once an IEP team decision is made, you'll let us know and we can move forward helping you acquire the equipment or materials the student needs. We have a stellar funding specialist and frequent interactions with manufacturers of many of the different AAC systems. We know their processes well and can facilitate funding when needed. If a device is funded, we'll ask that it be delivered to our office so that we can begin customizing it specifically for your student. Our final and perhaps most important step is implementation. We'll ask the family and school team to complete a word list of the most important people, places, foods, and leisure activities in the student's life. We will want photographs of the people so that the student will be most likely to embrace the AAC solution when it is presented to him. We do this with electronic or printed forms, which are quick to complete, usually 5 to 10 minutes. When the device arrives or the book is made, we will deliver it to the school and offer a technical training to everyone on the team, parents included, to get you started. Our final training is to help you develop an implementation plan. We will discuss when and how the AAC system will be used, share ideas and materials to make it easier for you, and be sure you have all the information you need in case you need to troubleshoot the system. And we're not going anywhere, so if you should ever need us, we will only be a phone call or email away.